Hello, everyone. We were chatting Alpha Strike versus Classic in the back here and all sorts of things in battle value. We will talk about quirks today. We will talk about negative quirks today. That is the game plan. We don't have any of Rem's beautiful talking points today. So there is that. It is out of the way. And there's no new playtest rules. I haven't seen any new playtest rule this week. So none of that. And Gothic's still terrible, so we don't need to keep talking about it. It's just still terrible. So we are going to go through that list of like about 40 different negative quirks here. So
We swear.
we swear on God, as the kids say these days. But yes, we were also just talking about mechs that are good in Alpha Strike that are not as good in Classic. Mostly talking about how the mask and the supercharger, how they operate in Classic versus how they operate in Alpha Strike.
Yeah, and the final thing I want to say on that is if we were playing IRL like a linked campaign game, and we go, okay, next time we meet, because we're going to have such large forces, we're going to swap over to Alpha Strike. Okay, cool. What's stopping me then from busting out the Omnimechs that might be in my reserve list that have variants that use mask and supercharger and all that good stuff? Like, there is no
Well, the
reason
mask
for me to not
is
bring out masked and supercharged mechs to
mask
Alpha,
is
or hell,
built
even
in.
TSM to mechs for that matter,
Mask
because the
is built
movement's built
in.
in and I don't have to roll for it to damage me. So it's basically free use in Alpha Strike. So, like, why wouldn't I do that?
Well, mask is built in, so you can't get an Omnimech with an extra mask, but you can get an Omnimech with an extra supercharger.
That's what I'm saying.
But CGL has put superchargers on just about everything nowadays.
Yeah.
Almost every mech has a configuration with a supercharger if CGL looked at it. And if CGL didn't look at it, well, they might at some point, and you'll get a supercharger on it. And I don't really mind. I do think the supercharger is underpriced for what it does, especially if you're smart like Elkite and you stick it armored. So when it takes its first critical, it still kind of works, and it's not that much heavier. So that's a design tip for you designers out there. You can stick all sorts of fun things
What is it?
and
An
pile them up
armored
together.
an armored compact gyro with an armored supercharger.
There you go. At least with the new rules out there, putting them out, the heavy duty gyro will behave differently, so it'll be better. It'll still be. I'll still prefer the compact gyro with it being armored, but I think the heavy duty gyro, since it'll require for you to be have it completely destroyed for you to fall down, might not be a bad thing. What I want is a compact heavy duty gyro.
It
That's what
makes
I want.
it makes the heavy duty gyro an option now.
Mm-hmm.
I recall that what we determined from the equipment change list was
Mm-hmm.
that it makes a lot of stuff no longer. Why would I ever take this? To I might consider taking this,
It
which
might
is
not
good.
be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing for a lot of mechs and a lot of units. But a Stormwolf on a regular game, I'm not paying 3,286 BV for a 50-ton mech. Even though it goes fast, I am not paying.
It's an Omni, right?
Yes.
So the way
In a
my group
campaign,
does
yes. In a
the way
campaign,
my
yes, I would probably take one. But
So the way my group does it is that if you're playing clans, or if you want to be a mercenary that has a clan Omnimech, we require you to have no worse than a 3-4 pilot on there. The reason being that clan warriors are veterans and good. It
Mm-hmm.
keeps you from spamming clan shit. And it also makes it to where if you want to try and go that mercenary route and say, oh, well, we salvaged it. Okay, well, why are you going to put a punk ass greenhorn in this advanced war machine? Your commander goes in this thing. Because it was probably your commander who salvaged it in the first place.
I
Yeah,
mean,
for campaigns, we typically used to do that as well. There's
Yeah.
a few exceptions, but very rare.
Yeah.
if
Now, if
you're
you've
a
got
clanner, depending on the era, is what I would do more than anything.
Yeah. Well, we don't get that autistically into the weeds with it. It's like,
Mhm.
nope, you're playing if you're playing as clans, you can put a 3-4 pilot in an Omni mech. You can put a 4-5 in a second liner. I argue you should be putting 3-4s in second liners because those are your Salama warriors who have the most experience.
It
They just
really
didn't have the
depends.
they just didn't have the common courtesy. Well, in general, they
But I
just
mean,
didn't have
if
the
you look
common
at like
courtesy
Clan
to get a
Fire
command
Mandrel,
or a blood name.
look at Clan Fire Mandrel. If they're good pilots, might be 4-5s. Their regular pilots might be 5-6 because they're too stupid to understand
my
that
only
they need
count
to shoot things rather than poop.
My only counter to that is who's actually looking at Clan Fire Mandrel and going, "Hey, this is actually a good clan to play as. I will play as the Fire Mandrels."
One of my go-to second line adders is all 4-5s, but that's mostly because it's still a clan star. Ergo, it came up to about like 10,000 BV, and most of the mechs were loaded to the gills with pulse lasers anyway.
I mean, you play Fire
There you go.
Mandrels to play the Predator and have a dick cockpit.
The past couple of streams that we've done, you always bring up the Predator. When are you going to do the Predator video?
For its massive 2 different configurations. I will. I should. I really should. It is an hilarious little thing.
Here's what you do: you take that and you make a longer video on mechs you probably will never see, and it's just those homeworld clan oddball designs that only have like a few variants of.
I did do a full video on the Mandrel.
You look at Clan Fire Mandrel, Birok, and Blood Spirit, which I think
Blood
Blood
Spirit, I
Spirit
did a
has
full
more mechs
video.
than them. Oh, okay.
Blood Spirit, I did a video on all the mechs from Clan Blood Spirit because
the all whopping
4,
yeah,
4.
with like 2 variants apiece.
Yeah. I mean, the Mandrel, it's cool. It has a funny nose. But I mean, twin LRM-20s that jump for under 4 million C-bills. I mean, it's not bad. It's not terrible. Now, I won't say it's
What's
not
the battle
bad.
value?
It's not terrible. 1,200 about.
Not bad.
It's got low profile.
clan.
So speaking of quirks, it's got one of the best quirks in the game,
Mm-hmm.
right?
A mobile, low-profile twin LRM-20 turret for battlefield shaping. You can start.
And
You could use it to dump some minefields and smokes down every so often.
I think it's got 4
Relatively
tons of ammo.
slow.
It's 4.6. It's slow, but who cares?
If you're playing backline fire support and battlefield shaping mission, 4.6 is decent.
And I mean, they're Clan LRM-20s, so if the guy gets in your face, you can still ook at him and roll your face on the buttons, and the other guy's going to take plenty of hits.
Yeah, this thing could jump and still be 2 in the negatives for heat, so
Yeah,
it doesn't have to worry about it.
It won't be running odd, that's for darn sure.
Only 12 rounds of constant fire on those LRMs. But again, 30 tons. Beggars can't be choosers at this rate.
Well,
I bought one of the Starleague battle group boxes, so I've got the ordnance truck, so I can reload it in the field.
Well, just think of a swarm of these things. Imagine if Clan Fire Mandrel just mass produced the crap out of these things and swarmed them. I mean, it's accuracy through volume.
Yeah. And I can't say nothing because I have 4 painted pack hunters. Just because I realized for some reason I have 4 pack hunters.
I mean, they're one of their other mech is the Howler, which is another LRM boat.
And it's not a bad one.
No, that one's pretty good. But I mean, the LRM version, not as much, but there's the one with the ERPPC and a targeting computer on a 20-ton mech. That is hilarious. you can decapitate whoever you want, wherever you want. That is great. And there's one with 6 ER medium lasers.
Lamau.
Because baby Nova at that point. The pilot's going to cook himself to death, but who cares?
Sorry, it has how many ER medium lasers?
6.
Oh wow, we'd have to check who gets access to that, because that one's kind of
Clan
cool.
Jade Falcon, if
Give me
I
a sec.
remember right.
I think it's that the version with the ERPPC that's basically a pack
That's
hunter
Snowraven?
it's basically a pack hunter variant. Snowraven said, "Oh, we want a pack
Oh.
hunter, Let's put it on the Devil, because they call it the Devil."
Jade Falcon kept it.
Mhm.
Steel Viper was using it. And then in Ilcon, it's Mercenary, and some league, I'm guessing, comes out of it.
They're probably
I don't
the one
Alina,
of the
Mercantile
Alina.
League.
Yeah.
I
Alina League, whatever. Never heard of that.
mean, the one with the 2 SRM6 on a turret, it's also pretty good.
I think that's the variant that's going to be in the Aces box.
I mean, that's fun because you can go like your 7-11. So you can go like real fast, and then someone tries to chase you, and you can still shoot your SRM backwards. You can shoot smokes. You can shoot, all
It's got
sorts
2
of fun
tons
things.
of ammo.
There you go. A ton of smokes and a ton of regulars.
Now, I am
of
seeing a theme
Infernos.
here.
Mhm.
Because with both Fire Mandrill and with Clan Nova Cat, is that when the leadership is out to lunch, whether they're on a drug bender or they're just fighting amongst each other, the tech or the scientist class seems to come together and says, "Hey, let's just do something cool." So it's. I mean, you look at the other designs. I mean, you're hit and miss, but it seems like Nova Cat and Fire Mandrill tends to hit more often than others.
Blood Spirit
I'm
was
not
also
entirely,
like that, to be
I'm
quite
not
honest.
I'm not entirely convinced the Nova Cats do drugs so much as they do white girl starseed magic type stuff. They hold the vibrating crystal and listen to Shannon Blake TikToks
Bunch of
to get
Xanax in their
positive
wine.
affirmations.
It's they're making decisions in an altered state of mind, and they think that's a good idea.
Maybe they're just
Blood
having.
Spirit. Oh yeah, the Blood
Maybe they're
Spirits
just
and
having
the-
Maybe they're just having ritualistic ecstasy meetings, shall we say?
I mean, yeah, but or they could just be doing that Commander Chakotay thing where he talks to his spirit ancestors.
But I mean,
This is also
literally,
an
like
option.
Owler, Mandrill, Predator. Those are the 3 Fire Mandrill mechs. Really, that's it. Like everything else is taken from somewhere else, or like this thing here, the treasure. Everybody's got them.
hmm
So, there's some clans that are poorer than others.
We would have to dig out the Klondike and Golden Century books to see if there were any like Star League refit mechs that they renamed and gave Clan Tech to and were running for a bit.
I believe
Like
the Lancelot C came either out of Barak or Fire Mandrill, but there's only like 4 clans that actually use that thing.
It's because they like having friends. Because 3 large pulse lasers on a Lancelot is not going to make you friends.
Yeah, I know. That's in my second line list I just mentioned. Gotta have an AA unit, right?
Hey, it's bad reputation. One of those negative quirks. All the mechs we've been looking at, they all have just positive quirks. Just a bunch of positive quirks that are sometimes good, sometimes okay. But I mean, the Lancelot is damn good for
Fire Mandrill, Ghost Bear, Ice Hellion, Adders, and Barak.
I mean, if we're talking negative quirks, bad reputation is one of those ones where it's like you look at a mech like the Lancelot, for example, and you go, "Wow, 2 large lasers and a PPC. Like, what's not to like about this?" Oh well, it has a bad reputation because developmental issues. And then when Amaris took over, he told who made it, Krupp or Scoble, to start making the Dragoon instead, and the Dragoon is basically just a Lancelot that looks different. And that made it
No,
a bad
the
reputation.
bad reputation from the Lancelot mainly comes from the Lancelot 02, which is the Curitan version, which goes
Oh.
4-6.
Yeah.
That has the same weapons, exact same weaponry, but a much smaller engine and single heat sinks and less armor.
So it has the flaws of the Dragoon with the flaws combined with the flaws of the Lancelot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This thing was a
Ow.
death trap. Okay, this thing, like, it's the kind of thing that you give your one of your officers when you want him to die.
And then you have things like the Rampage that has bad reputation just because it was an Ameris mech, which is probably
because
also why
it was also,
obsolete.
you
But
know,
look at that loadout.
but that
Oh,
thing,
Rampage is rock.
but that thing was a terror weapon. So I know some people don't like, having terror weapons around. But no, the Rampage is a fantastic mech.
Yeah.
It has
I believe the
vestigial
Pulverizer-
hands. It is one of those mechs with vestigial hands.
He's got a strong hand.
You got to keep that hand strong.
I think the Pulverizer and the Stag 2 might also have a bad reputation because they're Wolverine mechs.
Yeah. Bad reputation.
though-
Clan.
Even
But
though
I
you
mean-
look at the Pulverizer and it's like, oh wow, this actually has a good PPC on it.
I mean, the Stag is really nasty. And I mean, look at those quirks: improved comms, improved sensors, stabilized weapons. But it's got bad reputation. Oh, okay, I'll take the bad
It has
reputation.
taint.
Oh well, if we were Vipers, we'd panic over that. Bad reputation is like free quirk points, literally. Like I'll put free. It's literally one of those things that nobody cares about. I mean, it's got a bad reputation. I don't care. I'll take it. I'll take it off your hands.
Why does it have a bad rep? It's like, why does it have a bad reputation again? Oh, the not named clan used this. So if anyone from the clan sees you running this, they will immediately get the Bloodstalker special piloting ability and hunt you down.
Not even.
Yeah, I'm in Capellan space, dude. I don't care about the clans.
There are so many. There are so many worse quirks, like ammunition feed problem. This is very, very, very bad. This is terrible. Whenever you shoot, you have to make an extra roll to see if your weapon jams or even explode.
I take it that's why people aren't down with the Cygnus.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thought the Cygnus suffered from exposed ammo linkage.
Is it exposed? Or...
Which is usually paired with ammo feed problems.
I mean, I could be wrong.
Let's see. Let's go check. I mean, that's what we're here for.
Yeah,
the Cygnus has exposed weapons that's static ammo feed. It's a different ammo feed issue.
I stand corrected.
What?
Oh, it's not a big correction.
It's probably just as bad.
There's not many vehicles that have this naturally, let's say. Ammunition feed problem is the kind of quirk that gets added, when Justin Allard decides to swap the AC-10 in his Centurion for an AC-20.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens. That's what comes with doing that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not most mechs would quirk that out fairly quickly, If you had a mech where the gun jammed even more often than it should, it probably should have someone look at it and take that out.
That feels like one of those quirks that would get hit if you were playing a campaign and you were rolling rolling to see if your custom loadout would work, and that's what happens to your autocannon that you just put on there.
Or you're deep in clan space or wherever, and you're swapping out, an AC-10 for an Ultra 10 because that's all you've got, and the feed system doesn't quite work anymore.
It's Operation Bulldog. You want to see what these new Omni mechs can do? There's a lot of ironing out yet to do.
But I mean, at least in Bulldog,
yeah.
it was pods, so it's easier to swap a pod for a pod. Let's say you've got an enforcer, and you're deep during Operation Bulldog, and you're like, well, look, my AC-10's busted. Put a Clan LB-10 in. What's the worst that can happen? This is the worst that can happen. Well, there might be worse things, but I mean, people don't think very often that autocannons have all sorts of calibers as well, right? We were looking at the Devastator before the Scream, which has a pair of 165 Chemjet cannons. I mean, those are AC-20s, but you've got other mechs with an AC-20 that's just a regular 120 millimeter. So you can't easily swap an AC-20 for an AC-20 most of the time. Yeah. You couldn't bust up a demolisher, pull out the guns, and put them on the shoulder of a hunchback without doing a whole lot of work.
Yeah, it's one of the problems when you yoink a piece of technology and you don't get the instruction manual with it. Because automatically loading firearms, it's a complex process. You got to get the spring weight right. You got to get the you got to make sure it's not overclocked or underclocked. Maybe clocking is the best. Tex is probably going to crucify me for that. But there's, I mean, to go like, there's a reason why you did not see a lot of auto-loading firearms prior to smokeless powder. And you take, in fact, large calibers like a Ultra AC-20 or a RAC-5, you're upping the complexity quite a bit.
Yeah, just if anyone needs a good understanding what the mechanics probably looks like, just look at World War II or post-war naval ship cannons and their auto-loaders. It is a nightmare of machinery.
Yes, the automatic 8-inchers.
I've never been aboard USS Salem, but the 5-inch 38s that the South Dakotas, well, the standard mount anyway, but they have them on the Alabama, and lordy, that it's more of a semi-automatic cannon than anything else, because there's still dudes that still have to load it. But like, just all those loading mechanisms, man, the feed chutes going down into the depths of the ship, all that stuff, man, it's crazy and complicated. And the mount can rotate as well and elevate, so it's like, god dang.
And then
autoloaders are not ubiquitous, says Argyle, and he is right. A lot of even modern tanks, you'll still have loaders for a lot of cases. It's the current generation, the most recent tanks that don't have loaders, like the newest Renault, a few of those things there. So,
well, the Abrams doesn't have an autoloader, but even with tanks with autoloaders, if you compare the carousel of the T-72 to the cassette type using the Leclerc or the Leopard 2A7, I mean, they're different kettles of fish.
Yeah.
The autoloader is essentially there on Soviet tanks to reduce the crew count and give you a smaller silhouette. T-72s are tiny compared to an Abrams. But at the end of the day, when we got our hands on T-72s after the wall came down, it was like, wow, the fastest rate of fire on a T-72's autoloader is barely faster than the fastest crew on an M1 Abrams.
So imagine the regular autocannons in Battletech. Those things can shoot, like, what was it on the Marauder? It's a 120 that shoots a burst of 5.
Yeah.
3 or 5,
per squeeze.
And that's and then you have the 5 points of damage.
And you have the guys, every once in a while it comes up like, yeah, mechs can't beat tanks. Yeah, sure, bud. Sure.
Yes, we that's the neat part, Mark. We know that tanks in the real world would beat mechs. The thing is that this is a game that focuses around mechs, so we have rules in place that make it to where tanks are balanced against the mechs.
If you look at the technology difference, I mean, an SRM2 is a Stinger?
I'd call it more of a 100 millimeter recoilless rifle.
Well, it is it is somewhat guided. It doesn't look like it in the video games, but it's supposed to be somewhat guided.
Yeah.
Not great, but so
Semi-guided,
Rudimentary guidance.
larger warhead.
so I mean, a regular tank gets hit by a thing like that, it shakes and it might very well be taken out. A battle mech, that's 2 points of damage.
Yeah.
There's such a difference in the armor. That's where the big change is, basically.
Yeah. I just always associate SRMs with recoilless rifles, mostly because you can put them on a battle armor, and you don't really use them against aircraft, and they're relatively short range, so it's like a Hellfire on steroids, but not as bad guidance, I guess.
Yeah,
bigger blocky warhead.
And because Battletech, we don't have a top armor profile, it's not a top attack weapon either, which is why it kind of says, I mean, maybe a Javelin would be closely related to an SRM, but we don't have a top attack profile. And
Javelins technically exist. That it's under, I believe, AA infantry, where it's a infantry carried AA weapon, and it's described basically like a Stinger. But they only do like 1 or 2 points of damage.
There you go.
Honestly, that's what killed my. Because I'd seen someone when BattleTech first started, gaining traction again. Someone had made unit cards for Atlases and Locusts for Team Yankee, and I was like, "Oh, dude, I want to write a rule set for a Yankee team. This would be so cool." And I was like, "How do I quantify the top armor on a mech? Because the Flames of Yankee system does have top armor as a profile. I'm like, how do I quantify that?" And I was like, man, forget about this. I'm over it.
It's not the same at all. So. Atmospheric flight instability on most dropships, I'm perfectly okay with them having it.
Yeah.
And most small crafts as well, which is basically like drop shuttles. I mean, those things are too big to be, able to dodge and fly and do anything fancy in atmosphere. If you have that on an aerospace fighter, you might have some issues.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, they are called drop ships, not fancy flying ships.
I mean, like maybe like the Aerodynes might not have it, but everything else should. And even Aerodynes, I don't think a lot of them should have atmospheric flight instability, because I don't think you'd be pulling off an Immelman in a Leopard.
Computer.
You can probably try. You can.
I mean,
probably try.
A Leopard might have some maneuvers that it can do, but can you imagine a Union class doing an aerobatic routine?
That would be hilarious.
Cooking everything below it.
Oh, it'd be like watching a balloon letting out its air, just scrambling around the place. Like, okay, who inputted the cheat code?
Let's see what has that.
It would be, if I remember right, most dropships or big dropships do.
Yeah, looks like that. The Drost LL transports.
Those are small crafts.
The Tsar, Lung Wang, which is another kind of a lance carrier kind of a thing, if I recall.
I don't think there's many aerospace that have it.
Werger's more like an attack satellite. Doesn't need to be flying in.
I mean, if you're flying your attack satellite in atmosphere, there might be an issue.
Yeah.
Just
the Firebird, which is a 2390 design.
Oh boy.
And the Picaroon, I want to say, which is 3097, 35 ton?
Because it does. The Picaroon has a nice profile. I mean, it's a plane from Space Captain Arlock, technically.
Huh.
It has wings and everything, so I'm not sure why it would have.
Big old heavy PPC in it.
I have a clan version of this now for the Nova Cats with an ERPP targeting computer. It is quite nasty.
Weird. Are these from? Yeah, these I think are cannon units.
It's odd that it has atmospheric flight instability. because I wouldn't say it would, but then again, it looks odd for a plane or a modern plane, let's say.
Yeah. I question the Goth Prime, but not the rest of them. I don't see
That is possible. Well, no, if the Goth Prime, if it's a
Oh, yeah, it's on.
It's probably
on
Mega
Sarna
Meg
too.
that's messed up.
No, it's on Sarna too.
Yeah.
It's showing there.
I mean, I understand that this one's a little bit also odd looking for a modern plane. But I mean, if you were doing a plane with atmospheric flight instability or an ASF, it would be those things without wings. Because, I mean, you can easily make an aerospace fighter without wings if you want. But
Tier seems to pop up as well, oddly enough.
The which one?
Tier. Tyre.
The Tyre.
Tyre.
Tyre. This one's a flying wing.
Yeah, I like those.
Even worse. I mean, they wanted to put something in, so I guess they wanted to give it a flaw, so they gave it that. I mean, as a flying wing, I would say that it's the opposite. It should be decent enough in atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's more to an aircraft than just wing shape. You have to deal with like the center of gravity is really big.
True.
So I mean that's ruined so many planes. Like the Heinkel 163 had apparently a terrible center of gravity.
But as my dad, who worked on these planes, always said, the F-104 teaches you that a brick can fly if you put enough trust behind it.
Oh yeah.
So like that thing had wings to begin with.
I mean, well, it's what the philosophy of use of it all. It was meant to be a high altitude interceptor, and that is what Spain used them as, and therefore they had a low accident rate. But you take something with very tiny little wings, and you turn it into a ground attack plane, let it hug. Well, yeah, you create a lawn dart.
Yeah.
My dad had a lot of fun fixing F-104s. He had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is the only Century Series aircraft that is technically still used in an operational capacity, albeit a civilian one.
Mm-hmm.
They're using it to launch microsatellites. There's maybe a couple F-100s that are still flying.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, as much as I would love to see an F-101 fly again, it's not happening.
Even at air shows?
Oh, F-101s are completely retired. Like they're not flying again. And I mean, same with the F-106. I mean, there's like one civilian-owned Phantom that's still flying. But we've got. I mean, at the Air Museum we have the same F-101B, which is similar to the CF-188 that the Canadians had.
Mm-hmm.
So, the beautiful planes, beautiful.
Planes. The battle mechs of our generation.
Yeah, but I'm getting off track. My tism's activating, so I apologize.
Right.
That's the Tylenol speaking.
Yeah.
Cooling system flaw is actually a little bit. It's another one a little bit like the ammo feed problem. It's a thing that gets added on when you modify a mech or mess with it. And it's not as terrible as ammo flaws, however, and it only generates heat in very specific circumstances. So at least there is that. But the point rebates is way too high, in my opinion, compared to ammo feed problem, which is a 1. This one gives you a 3, and you only have the extra heat when you fall or when you do physical attacks, which is a little bit weird to me. It's a little bit too good for what it gives here.
Yeah. Wasn't that one of Hellkite's favorites for experimentals?
Yeah, for experimental stuff. I understand why you would put it in as on various things that are experimental or not quite working as they should. The standard Elkite kind of technology.
But like a close combat attack creating heat, that's like gaining extra heat because it's Tuesday.
I mean, that could even be good on a mech with TSM.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I could see Solaris guy goes to his berserker, starts hitting things with hammers to give himself that quirk.
You know,
we don't know why it overheats, but it does, so we work with it.
Like, you know, just don't turn off the heat sinks, but just, you know, pull some of the wires out. Just a few of them. But it has to be safe. I know, no, safe is not important. We're in Solaris here.
Scarbus, because I think you have to turn off heat sinks for its TSM to work.
Yeah.
Like,
should be something like when you tax the system, Argyle's saying. That's the kind of thing that you would add to a mech in a campaign when you've been taking tons of heat sink crits and your engine's taken like 3, 4, 5 hits and you keep repairing it. At some point, it's like, yeah, it's not working like it should anymore. You know, you need to bring it to the actual store and actually get a new VLAR 300 in rather than whatever the hell you've been fixing it with. That's a fun quirk for story-wise, at least.
Oh, or they could want their cockpit to be a sauna, or like if let's say they're from the Minnesota tribe and they're having a little potluck there, and you got a little hot dish. They want to keep the hot dish on the heat sinks. Don't you know?
Or if
they want to put their Snicker salad in the little cooler over there and just use the heat there to transfer everything to cooling units.
Yeah, you have to have your pot of Agendas in a little cooler in your cockpit and make sure that it stays cool, so you have an heat sink just for that.
Yeah, put it in your bag.
Cramped cockpit, which is a fun quirk, but as soon as you see cramped cockpit or small cockpit, not small, cramped cockpit, you should automatically replace the cockpit with a small cockpit when you can, because you're paying an extra ton for what you actually have, you know.
Yeah, that's a Targ problem.
But I mean, that's small cockpits didn't exist until Jihad, if I remember right.
Oh, you know.
Sorry, I'm back.
I mean,
it was.
I mean, those devoted to blank or to Blake or Balaki have little concern for the creature comforts of this world.
Oh, the Celestials having cramped cockpits? They had small cockpits.
They all have small cockpit,
which basically
cramped,
the same effect.
Locust, Wolverine, that I remember off the top of my head. Maybe the Locust 2C has it as well, because it's still a Locust. No, it doesn't, actually. It has weak legs instead, which is also not very good. But the original Locust also has weak legs.
Assassins, Tauros.
Assassin, also, because the Assassin needs one more thing to be bad.
The Stingers, Slings, Sabers.
Defiant is saying the Javelin?
Thunder Stallion, Predator, Ursus.
Predator, there's a good reason for it. I mean, it's a crotch cockpit. It's not your fault. No, the Javelin is unbalanced. It doesn't have the Thunder Stallion. Thunder Stallion's a bit surprising because it's an assault mech.
How do you think they crammed all that ammo in there?
Poor guy. Not only is in one of the weirder mechs out there, but
cockpit, I mean, where's the cockpit? Way up there.
Tiny little thing next to a UJAS cannon. I mean, it can't be too comfy. You're right. And the shock from the cannon probably, whenever you shoot, you probably feel like you're going to lose your eardrums. So it's not a super uncommon negative quirk. I've seen it on a decent number of mechs.
I'm surprised to see it on 2 bear mechs specifically, the Bear Cub and the Ursus.
I mean, just stick small cockpits in, it'll be better, and then it would be available in that particular era. But they probably just wanted to stick a negative quirk on. But I mean, the Assassin's a great example of a mech that abuses negative quirks. Cramped cockpit, non-standard parts, poor life supports. All that to get easy to maintain. 2 thumbs up, Assassin.
It's a mech you bring when you don't expect mechs.
It's a mech you bring
Mhm.
because that's the only thing you're able to bring. I don't see any other reasons to use an Assassin. Even all the upgrade versions, when I did the video on it, I'm like, most of those are bad, and they're the upgraded versions. Like the Assassin 109, the new CCAF version, they stick all sorts of fancy stuff on it. Stealth armor, Angel ECM. The small cockpit replaces the cramped cockpit at least, so you've got that. But after that, it's like got an MML, a one-shot SRM2, and a light PPC. Like, no, I'll take whatever else instead of that, especially for 1,158 BV. I'm pretty sure I can bring 2 lights and it'll be better than that particular Assassin.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, 40 tons is a tricky weight class.
There's very few good 40 tonners, but the good 40 tonners are very good.
Yeah.
Like the Sentinel. The Sentinel is a very good mech
That it
in
is.
some situation. I prefer the one with the large laser, personally, to be honest.
I like the new one with the Thunderbolts.
Oh yeah,
instead of SRMs.
that one's just fun. It's just a funny little guy. And I mean, we've got our favorite right. You got our favorite right there.
Yeah.
The bug killer.
But that's clan tech. That's I mean, when you talk about 40
It's cheating
tons,
a
that's
little
cheating.
bit.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
But I
Like,
mean,
But one that's fun to look at is the Night Stalker with that proctology blade.
what?
Look it up. Look at that. It's but in the actual model, and I have it on my shelf. If you look at the clicky tech base, it's not a blade like that. It's like a giant appendage that's sticking up, like it's going to tell someone to turn and cough. It looks like a fun mech to play. I mean, and I don't know how good it'll be, but it's like
doesn't look terrible.
Daimyo, that's a 40 tonner.
True. I mean, there's a few good 40 tonners. There's a lot of very bad ones, but there's a few good ones. The Daimyo's pretty good. The Cicada's absolutely terrible. The Battle Cobra's not too bad, but once again, it's clan tech, so it's a bit cheaty. Carrion Crow, I don't know that one. It's brand new. I haven't messed with it.
Swordsman, if you want to be Lord of the Periphery.
Coyote, if you want to go old school clan. The Clint's not bad. The Steiner versions of the Clint aren't bad. The ones with ERPP, either the versions with ERPPCs or with a whole bunch of lasers, those are generally not too bad. But you mean this is also one with a nice big stack of negative quirks. Exposed actuator, difficult to maintain, non-standard parts. Those two are not too bad because most people won't be messing with that too much unless you're doing long campaigns. Exposed actuators, that's a little bit rougher. Exposed actuator is not bad in a Succession War era. Because, I mean, swarming infantry is not going to be that common.
Plus, Whitworth is usually your fire support for your medium lance, so they don't want to get close to the fight anywho.
But still, it's Steiner and it's close to the clan invasion, and so that's where you want to have your enclosed
reinforced
actuators.
Because when battle armor starts showing up, exposed actuator is very, very, very risky.
Now,
that's when
could
things
it be
get really
that,
bad.
Now, when it comes to cramped cockpits in the Rosselhog or Ghost Spear, could it be that their pilots are just bigger? So, like, say, a small cockpit would be cramped. I mean, maybe they're, they start feeding the mech warriors the same protein they feed the elementals, and then it's like creatine overload.
I could see
I
that.
like the Chimera. The Chimera's not terrible. It has some decent variants, but it also there's some that are a little bit underperforming, let's say.
I mean, it's a good weapons platform, so long as you're not trying to punch equal or up.
Yeah. Difficult ejection, it's annoying, but not too bad. I mean, you might just take more damage ejecting, and usually those are on the mechs with the weird cockpit placement. Once again, the Predator with the crotch cockpit will have difficult ejection. You have a few others like that with where the cockpit is in a really weird spot. You're going to get that difficult ejection, and your pilot might die because of it, but it's not as bad as no ejection mechanism, which is quite a bit of a failure on designing a mech, in my opinion.
On the clan side of that, it looks like the mechs I'm seeing would want to probably be killed out instead of ejecting, because first one shows up as the Direwolf, the Tomahawk 2, which
the Direwolf is because of the hood. I mean, if you're ejecting, it's hard to eject through that hood that you have on the top there.
Oh, that's one of. Never mind. That's one. This thing is one of. Okay, ignore that.
It also
the
has
Hydra Ass Fighter, the Highlander 2C, which I think the Highlander normally has difficult ejection anyway. The Sun Bear and the Stinger 2C.
That would make sense. The Highlander has it as well because of Cowl. I think it has Cowl, and they put those two together. Difficult ejection because of how the head's built and reinforced.
That makes sense because Cyclops also has it. And then Tenchi, Cyclops, Highlander, the Inner Sphere Viper.
Which is, the Inner Sphere Viper is a bit weird that it has it then. Because it doesn't look weird for the head.
Lucifer 3, Aqua Gladius. Go figure, it's a crab that can actually swim.
I mean, if you're ejecting underwater, that might be an issue to begin with.
Yeah. Venom, Stilettos.
Early Shadowhawks. Maybe the first version. But I don't think the Shadowhawk has difficult ejection. Not nowadays.
Now this begs the question: when it comes to crotch cockpits, which way does a pilot eject?
I think they had the same thing that. Okay, now I can't suddenly remember, but it's the cockpit ejects backwards. It just throws you backwards, hilariously.
In a mech like the Predator, it would work.
Yep.
Okay.
Because I mean, if it was a chicken walker with the longer body, it wouldn't work. But I mean, with the Predator here, I mean, you're ejecting. If it goes backwards, like behind it, if you're pooping your cockpit out, I think it would work. Going up would be a very bad idea.
Yeah.
Going down probably would also be a bad idea.
Unless it's got one of those with the retro rocket, so it spits you out the front, then the rockets re-angle you and then shoot you out to the side or some nonsense.
Yeah. Who knows?
If it shoots you downward, you're like standing there like, I'm still here. This doesn't help at all.
I'm still in the line of fire.
Like, what?
Oh, someone's saying that the Shadowhawk poops you out. Well, that is, I'd have to check the old Dahlgren graphics for that, I guess. But I mean, difficult ejection is not too bad. It's no ejection mechanism. That is very, very, very bad. That is like one of the worst thing ever, if you ask me. I know the Spider has that, but I don't know any other mechs off the top of my head that has no ejection system. And I personally think like the Hunchback 2C could have no ejection system, and I think most pilots would be okay with that.
Oscout 2C.
Yeah, I mean that never went into
wait,
production, so at least there's that.
Yeah. Oh, that's. Again, I need to clear out my files. I got way too many Hellkites, silly little things in here.
Regular Scout doesn't have it.
Raptor 2s have no ejection.
Oh, surprising.
Spiders. I have no idea how to pronounce that, but it's Karatin. And some aquatic security mech.
Yeah,
Which,
well,
why would you want to?
I mean, ejecting underwater is once again not a very good idea.
Yeah. Oh, and the trooper.
I mean, they didn't know what they were doing when they were designing the trooper to begin with. So,
Yeah.
And there is real world precedent for this. Little side story here: I had a coworker. He was a photographer in the U.S. Air Force, and he got contracted by the Kuwaiti Air Force to do some photography for them. They disabled their ejection seats on their F-18s. They had to enable them on one ejection seat on a two-seater so they could fly along and take pictures with them.
Good Lord.
Yeah, they just say, well, if the plane crashes, it's my time to go, as all it wills.
All right. Not a good thing to hear, but, you know.
I mean, is it right? No, I disagree with that completely, but it is the, there is.
I can see the Karitas doing that as well.
Karitas, like clans with a certain fatalistic point, maybe
Capelans,
yeah.
But in this case, they don't tell you the ejection seat's disabled.
That's
it just is.
That's why Capellans like putting two-seaters in on their assault mechs.
And what is it? The Circinus Federation, they probably have like a Russian roulette system where if you pull the ejection handle, you might eject, you might explode.
One of the two. You never know. What instead of an ejection seat, it's just a brick of C4 under a milk crate. Well,
same effect.
That's how it is in some mechs.
And that's a good reason to preserve the mech.
Difficult to maintain is another one that's almost free. But I mean, if you're playing campaigns, this thing is going to become a nightmare really quickly, especially if you start having the really fancy stuff on top of it. So things like the Lamanth that have difficult to maintain and the Risk super heat sinks, probably going to be a nightmare if you salvage it. You're going to be like, how does that thing work? So.
Imp, Von Luckners, Battle Axe, Exterminators, Clints.
Oh, there's a whole lot of mechs.
Macedons, Viking 2C. I can see that. Shogun Cs.
I mean, there's a whole lot of mechs with difficult to maintain, which makes perfect sense because mechs aren't supposed to be easy to maintain to begin with, let's say.
Definitely see that on my Hellfire 2s. My Hellfire 2, my beautiful mess.
I mean, just the regular Hellfire, I would see that on there. I mean, that thing was built
Hellfire
with
2.
duct tape and tie wraps.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, it's a Lupus sometimes. Now it's a Hellfire.
Well, I mean that you look at Clan Greed. I'm sorry, Clan Sea Fox. I mean that's difficult to maintain. It maintains their bottom line.
There you go.
Grizzlies.
Yeah, the Grizzlies a mess of a mech. People don't think about it because it was super popular in Ghost Bear Legacy. But it's not supposed to be a good mech. It's supposed to be one of those boondoggles that was almost abandoned. And nowadays it's just built by a guy in a shed somewhere. And they decided to build all sorts of things with Arden reinforced structure and start selling it to the Rassilage Dominion.
I'm starting to see a theme with bear designs because Grizzlies here, the Rhyme Otter's here. Ghost Bear doesn't seem to know how to make it half their mediums worth a darn. What the hell?
They make mechs. They make a lot of them. Are they always very well made? Maybe not. But they make a lot of them.
Oh, this one's understandable. The Hephaestus jump tank.
Well, yes, that thing. It was also a boondoggle. I mean, most designs that are like, yeah, it kind of works because we patched it together. Difficult to maintain makes perfect sense. Most tanks shouldn't have difficult to maintain though, because that would make them really, really, really bad. At least in my book.
Then it would have to be a really, really, really bad tank.
Mm.
You would have to be something like, a King Tiger in World War II.
So a Rattler Mark II. The Rattler
Yeah,
Mark II ought to be difficult to maintain.
Yeah.
Thunderhawk, Sirocco, Sagittaire, Nightstar. Yeah,
that's still a whole lot of mechs.
Those are, like especially Nightstar, that's a command mech. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of components there, and you're gonna spend a pretty penny maintaining it.
I mean, it's just literally, I'm pretty sure in the Nightstar, it's just the cockpit that's difficult to maintain. There's all of the fancy stuff that's in the Nightstar's cockpit. It is one of the best targeting computer, one of the best comm system, one of the best everything. But I mean, a regular tech that walks into that shop would be like, I have no idea how to fix this.
Like the Thunderhawk that has that piss poor internal structure. The Ill Clan era one with the 3 T-Bolt 20s, but does it with that really shitty internal structure. Yeah. I can see that being difficult to maintain because its structure's so fragile. But I don't see why a regular Thunderhawk, triple Gauss, or even the Aero 4 Thunderhawk would be difficult to maintain.
You never know, because there might be something in the lore. I haven't dug into the Thunderhawk ever. It's not a mech that I've actually used, so I can't talk about it a whole lot. But it might have something in the lore that makes it weird or quirky or something like that. It might be just that they have a hard time building them, or something along those lines.
Maybe.
I mean,
maybe it's one of those. Maybe it's one of those rare type of scene girls who's just quirky. Why are you quirky? I don't know. I'm just quirky. Ooh woo. Rawr! No, you scared me.
If it's a Thunderbolt, if it's a Thunderhawk doing that, though, you might want to run away, because that thing's huge. It can still kick for what? It's a 100-tonner.
It's a 100-tonner.
It can kill. It can kick you for 20. So,
so the Thunderhawk is the Discord moderator's Discord kitten. Don't ever get on Kitten's bad side, though. She's cute and quirky and silly, but don't ever get on her bad side, because she will kick you.
Well, it also has verbal range targeting long.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't need to get close.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's like, you look at that version of the Thunderhawk, you ask them, why do you have a bad structure? And it's like the crazy Discord kitty. Well, because I'm a Pisces.
Yeah.
Blame every flaw on the
stars.
Yes, blame it on the stars.
Where the stars were when you were born.
Yes, and it's not like it ever changes from planet to planet.
I mean,
that is such a Sagittarius thing to say of you.
Well, the Sagittaire was on the list.
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
That would be another hilarious video I could do about about astrology and Battletech, because people are still making money off of that in Battletech.
There's astrology cults. There are planets out there that are run by astro cults.
Definitely.
The Alicorn.
Alicorn is difficult to maintain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes it not as good as.
Only the Mark 1 seems to be showing up, so go figure, because it's also went obsolete.
Yeah, obsolete is another weird one. Someone just crossed state lines.
I actually entered the Talladega National Forest. I had to do it for Dega, baby.
Okay. EM interference is another one that Elkite likes to put on things that are experimental.
Experimental and spicy.
But that's another thing here that you're going to start seeing when you botch repairs or have a hard time with repairs and all of that stuff. There's probably a few mechs that have it.
The
built in.
Phoenix, the Kodo, the
The Phoenix
Karu,
is probably the early models of it.
and that's all I see.
Yeah.
I see 3 things.
The Karhu gets EM interference.
Yep.
I seem to recall that happens because of something about the arm that the PPCs and lasers are mounted in. Had poor shielding or poor workmanship or something on it, and it resulted in it having EM interference.
I mean, it's one
Or
of
they had
those
a
that is
bad
pretty
production,
nasty.
a bad production run of the weaponry because the Karhu comes out towards the end of the jihad.
Mm.
Mm. You'd
Damn
think
it,
the
Ghost Bear.
Bushwhacker would be on this list.
Ghost Bear keep putting negative quirks on all their stuff.
I mean, the Karhu, I had such high hopes for that. And then it goes. Rosselhog's got it. They've got some answers. I mean, they got to give me some answers there.
We've been having a tough time for the past 500 years. All right, cut some slack.
We'll have to ask Esbern about it. He's our resident specialist on the Clan Ghost Bear. So,
I mean, they should be easy to maintain because you got the IKEA spirit within you.
the mighty IKEA spirit. No, they're easy to build, not easy to maintain. Once they're built, they're fine, but never mind. It's not a super common quirk. The EM interference there, it's not super common. You're gonna see it, and it's one of those things that I would add during longer campaigns when things start, falling apart with your mech because you've been repairing it with spare parts that are not supposed to be put on there, basically.
Yeah.
Exposed actuator, we already talked about it. There's a lot. That's another one where a decent number, I was going to say a lot, but a decent number of mechs have that particular negative quirk. It's not the most common, negative quirk out there, but it is fairly common, I would say.
Baylor, Goliath, Quick Trolls, Clint's, Commandos.
Goliath is a bit
Onagers,
surprising, but I know why. But
L-Stars, Marauder 2C, Nova Cats, Ruin and the Grizzly, because we gotta have some Ghost Bear representation.
Please don't remind me that the Nova Cat has exposed actuator quirk. Okay,
on a
it's
clan
doing its
mech,
best.
it's even worse. And on a clan mech, it's even worse.
Yeah, because I believe exposed actuators makes it easier for battle armor to and anti-mech infantry to swarm you.
Exactly. It's one of those things that you put on Succession War mechs and you're like, it's annoying, but we'll be fine. And then someone shows up with a 1-ton little power armor, and you're like, well, this is all the problems that I thought I wasn't gonna have.
Oh, even the Beowulf and the Beowulf 2C. In our defense, that's a Comstar design. We just built it.
Exactly. The Beowulf is an odd one to begin with. It's not a bad mech. It's just very, very, very odd.
It's
in a weird category of its own, basically.
But exposed actuators like clan mech, come on, clanners, you know better.
I mean, exposed actuator period shouldn't be there. Everything should be reinforced actuators.
I mean, it protects you from other clans, and it protects you from like say domestic disturbances, shall we say?
Like, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, the only reason the Nova Cat has exposed actuator is because if you look at the mini that they put out for it back in Clicky Tech, it does have a really big piston running up the back side of its upper leg, and pistons in its lower leg where its foot goes. So those do be showing, but it's like, that's not enough to warrant that, in my opinion.
Exposed actuator, I would split between exposed leg actuators and exposed arm actuators as well. That's just a thing I would do.
That's a nice compromise.
Yeah.
And to be fair with the Nova Cat, it's not really a frontline mech. It's more of a fire support mech.
It's an Omni mech. It can do anything it wants.
Maybe I'd be using those things as frontline mechs.
Stick enough LRMs in the arm, it's going to be a great brawler.
Yeah.
Welcome to Clan Tech, baby.
All right, there's a silver lining. I see at least 3 Wob mechs: White Flame, the Pretas, and the Gurkhas.
Well,
So
the
maybe
White
it's
Flame's
just a
an
comes.
odd one.
No one has ever thought to use anti-mech infantry or battle armor to swarm a Gurkha. They either blast it out of existence because it's a light mech, or they just ignore it.
The Gurkha's
your
another one I wanted to do
to
a
your
video on,
government.
but I never found minis for. Like, it's one of those
Yep.
really odd ones. Like, I did the Initiate, I did the Toyama. I found a cool Toyama model once. So now I have a Toyama, but I didn't have one when I had that originally.
Well, a Wob main that I used to play with, he pull out a Gurkha if part of his C3, because one of them has C3I, retractable blade, and TSM.
It's
And it
not a
goes
bad mech.
7-11.
It's not a bad mech, but I mean, you're not going to be swarming it with battle armors. You're going to have bigger mechs to swarm with the same battle armors. So
Be less worried about that, and the Archangel it's spotting for.
there you go. Exposed weapon linkage. That's another Elkai classic. Whenever he does a battle armor mech with battle armor weapons, he puts that on. It does increase the chances of them being critted, even if you're not into crits. So there's not that many mechs that have that, but there's a few. And it becomes a problem. Like the Marauder has it on its AC5.
Fire starters.
Yeah, that's because they've got those huge fuel tanks for their flamers that take power from the fusion engine.
You took the words right out of my mouth there. I mean, it's a really cool touch. Like I got a fire starter printed at a larger scale, so I can have fun with those fuel tanks. But at the same time, it's like they really don't make sense if battle mech flamers draw from the fusion engine.
The only mech with that technically has ammo for its fusion for its flamer is the Hermes 2. The flamer on the Hermes and the Hermes 2 are they use an accelerant for what's in your fusion engine.
Weird.
Oh, YouTube broke. Maybe for Argyle.
Yeah, everybody, but flamers aren't. I mean, flame fuel exploding isn't the problem in real life that people think it is. Like, you see those extra fuel tanks that stick on the back of Russian tanks. If those get punctured and the light's on fire, they just dump them in the back, and you might start forest fires, but that's the least of your problems in World War III. I mean, flames are a problem if you're in a bunker or if you're a squishy infantryman. With armored vehicles, it's a bit more ambiguous, or depending upon the vehicle.
It really hurts you, or it doesn't.
Inside of the tank.
Yeah.
Well,
engine bays.
Well,
yeah, but it's not. I mean,
on a battle mech, it wouldn't be that bad. That's the thing. Everything's self-contained. Everything's like packed in. So, I mean, there's a reason a flamer just gives you a little bit of eat and doesn't cook the pilot alive.
Yeah, now, I mean, a little more heat you get from like napalm from all those Inferno rounds, but yeah, I don't know. When it comes to exposed linkage, I mean, there are worse things to have than a flamer.
Yeah, the Marauder has it for its AC5. There's a few odd mechs here and there that have it.
Onager, the Shrike.
Yes, the Shrike, because the ammo feed for the Ultra AC5 is outside the arm for some reason.
The Cygnus?
Cygnus, yep. It's a small price to pay for looking badass. There's nothing more badass than an outside ammo linkage.
Bulwark assault vehicles. The Ursa.
Hey, the Legionnaire.
Ghost Bears, what are you doing?
Oh, the Bulwark assault vehicle is a Free Worlds tank that has a improved heavy Gauss rifle. They had to limit its power somehow.
The Blade, which, go figure.
Because that variant with 2 LAC5s, the way the WizKids figure was sculpted, because it's a WizKids mech, the way it was sculpted, it had ammo coming out of its ammo bins and into the guns.
Oh, look at
Yeah,
well, you
Legionnaire.
probably can't look at it, Tanky, but I mean the ammo feed for the Gauss rifle is literally outside
Yeah,
of the, the bulwark.
Yeah,
Christ.
I mean,
They
those
are
things can't
Gauss
blow,
rooms, though.
but
Yeah, it's like
is that one of those rare? Is it one of those rare vehicles that has 2 turrets, or is the IHGR
no, the other one's
hull
all
mounted?
mounted. The Heavy
Ah.
Gauss has to be all mounted.
Ah,
So it's like your beloved Lee, you know.
it's basically a sci-fi M3 Lee. It has the big gun is hull mounted, and the piddly gun is what is the
I mean, an
piddly
heavy
gun?
PPC is not a piddly gun. Let's be quite honest. An
It's
heavy
got short
PPC,
range.
it's got a PPC range, good enough.
Good enough.
I mean, I got killed by one this weekend.
Owie.
My brother brought it out. He had a Awesome with 3 heavy PPCs.
Ow.
2 of the 275 Mafia, Wolverine and a Shadowhawk, and some other thing, you know, another bug standard thing. I had a Jupiter, a Wendigo, and a Arctic Fox against that. The Jupiter did all the damage, like literally, like the Jupiter did all the damage, but got taken out by a headshot.
What variant Jupiter?
Jupiter Prime, the basic.
Yeah, I mean,
it's good.
There's a reason why my group's executioner uses Jupiters, because if we're in that era, because Jupiters are bricks, and you lost it to a headshot. That's about the only way you're going to lose a Jupiter.
Isn't the Jupiter just a clan mauler?
It's a clan kill everything that's in front of you.
Why would you say
the video
something
just
like
dropped
that?
today.
It is a clan mauler. I watched it before I hopped on.
Yeah. 4 Ultra 5, 2 ERPPCs, and 2 LRM-15. It is a clan mauler, but good. So it's not a mauler.
Oh, they up-tunned it. Gotta give it extra armor.
It is.
Ultra light clan tech, too, but still, yeah.
Improved targeting lawn, improved sensors, fine manipulators.
Fine manipulators is awesome.
That's hilarious.
That's a silly
I put
thing.
it up. I put it up as this thing's an industrial mech that they repurposed. So that's why it has fine manipulators.
Leave it to Jade Falcons to make a even better mauler.
Fragile Fuel Tank is an hilarious
I'm never going to
one.
not think about that.
I mean, that's hilarious. Mechs don't suffer from it. Same with Gas Hog right underneath.
Yeah, that's just vehicles.
But Fragile Fuel Tank is hilarious. And there's quite a few modern and less modern, but somewhat modern vehicles that have that. So that is a quirk that exists in real life.
Oh God!
You know, if
That's
they wanted to balance
on aerospace fighters,
it
must be devastating.
If they wanted to balance LAMs, because LAMs have fuel tanks, they could just say all LAMs have weak fuel tank built in.
No. There's no balancing for the lambs. Just keep it as is and bring them back. That's it. And give us a box for the Stinger, a box for the Wasp, and a box for the Phoenix Hawk, and make a boondoggle box with the Champion Lamb and the Shadowhawk Lamb.
Fragile Fuel Tank only seems to exist on 3 units I can see in Mega Mech. A Caravan Heavy Transport, which is a
truck.
They're all aerospace. It's like a C1. It's a C-130. I cannot pronounce this for the life of me. Something Combine, which is a 170 tonner transport with like with a MRM-40, a bunch of AM missile systems, and some cargo infantry compartment. It's an infantry thing. It's got 12 tons infantry compartment, and then the Zero, which is a little 35-ton Combine fighter. Yeah,
there should be more vehicles with it, or it's the kind of thing that might regularly the prototypes will have it, and then after 20 years they don't, because they realize it's a bad thing.
Gas Hog I know is more.
Gas Hog is also hilarious.
A lot of vehicles should, I believe, have Gas Hog. Or
it makes sense.
Literally just that one caravan heavy transport again.
Warship
Medical
with gas
emergency.
AUG would be hilarious as well.
Some clan attack tanks, anti-aircraft tanks, and an urban combat tank.
The Aesir and the Inundra, some shit.
Narendra and the Sokar urban combat unit.
Sokar Urban. I've never heard of that one.
Neither have I. 3084.
Professor pulls it up on screen, and I go, "Oh yeah, I remember that."
It has Protomech AC8, so I'm going to assume this.
It's recent.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's brand new.
TRO prototypes. That might be.
Oh,
another
it's
Hellcat
probably
thing.
from the brand new thing that came, the April Fool's prank that was not Gothic.
Yeah. All right, both these are from TRO prototypes.
Art to Pilot is a little bit quirky. It's not super common because generally they go with cramped cockpit if they want to represent that.
Yeah.
That's another thing that gets added on when your DNI is starting to act up, or your neural helmet is going to shit, or all of those different things there. It's less of a thing that's added normally than a thing that's common, let's say. Well, illegal design, that's just, let's just say Elkite. There we go.
Yep,
We'll go
that's
to
a
the next
Hellcat.
thing.
Illegal design is an interesting one because the majority of the units in TRO boondoggles use that. Like, I think there's a Hermes that has the AC5 in the center torso, but it's split, and the AC5 can't be split. So to make it work, they call it an illegal design. The Malice, actually, the Malice in the XTRO Risk, the April Fools, that's actually like good and usable. It uses illegal design because you can't put Risk supercooled Miomer on super heavy mechs. So they gave it illegal design so that it could use the supercooled Miomer.
I mean, that's just because of how you wrote the rules. You can just, say super heavies can use. Never mind.
If I recall, there is a industrial quad that has illegal design because they put a infantry compartment on it and a thumper. And it's like some weird pirate thing that they just waddle around in shell towns if they don't pay a ransom. And send guys on quad bikes to go.
I've heard of that, yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about it
works
on the
to allow you to do like
server.
Illegal design allows you to do like really weird, silly one-off things, but not be able to let it be in mainline production.
Yeah.
There you go.
And remember, kids, it's only illegal if you don't have consent. Because it's in the rules.
You're not wrong.
I mean, there's a lot of it that I don't really. I mean, there's situation where I don't really care. I mean, if it's an illegal design, like you said, with the Malice getting the super cool Myomer, no big deal, right? I'm not going to worry about that.
I mean, I've been informed that someone actually brought that to the game earlier this week. Due to the era we were playing in, they actually brought the Hyper Laser Malice to the game, and it caused me to look at it. I didn't realize that thing has Feral Lamellar armor. Yeah, it needed something to limit it, and illegal design limits it.
I mean, it is what the Malice should have been from the get-go, basically.
Yeah, I mean, if I see a mech with illegal design, I have to look at the source, because if it's someone like Hellcat, I'm like, okay, he's got either some logic or he's doing something really freaking awesome. If it's some rule lawyer that incorporates illegal design, that's sus, because they're doing some really tricky stuff. Okay, I want to see the rule sheet here. What are you doing?
I mean, in the case of Elkite, it's mostly because Mega Mech won't let him do the Ghost of Bilbita stuff on regular mechs still. So, hey, I would do a mech with a ton of heavy recoilless rifles in each arm just to shell people. If it lets me one day do it, I will do it, because heavy recoilless rifles are awesome as a weapon. So I'm perfectly okay sticking that on a battle mech.
New form of Gunapult.
There you go. Gunapult 3. Inaccurate weapon. I don't know any mainline mech that have that. It's like the opposite of accurate weapon, which is really good. This is really bad. But I don't know of anything that has it like naturally built in.
The Osprey,
The Osprey.
Phalanx support tank. That's also coming out of the prototype TRO,
Mhm.
and nothing clan that you could ever think of. So pretty much just the Osprey.
And it's the Osprey 36 only with its ER medium laser. Very
oh no, I have an
specific.
inaccurate ER medium laser, but my Gauss rifle's intact.
And my ERPPC and my Radical Heat Sink system and my Beagle. Yeah, the Osprey 36 is pretty darn good, except for an ER medium laser that is inaccurate.
The bolt mountings were just kind of sucky on that production run. It's okay.
We didn't know where to stick the ER medium laser. We put it there. It's not working, but nobody really cares. Okay,
Doesn't the
large
Phalanx support
dropship
tank-
is awful in campaign because it takes 2 docking collars instead of 1. But I think
Ouch.
there's not that many dropships that have it. Even like the Fortress, which is a massive one, doesn't have it.
The Dictator.
Large dropship. The
I think it's almost just the
Castrum Pocket Warship.
That thing's huge.
And that's all Mega Mech is showing.
Okay, the Argo would be the same, and the one from the Battletech game would take 2 dropship slots. But you've got dropship slots on the dropship, so that compensates.
Yo, dog, heard you like docking rings.
So we got a docking ring on your docking ring. I mean, we build them. We build them on our True. If you guys need them as a command ship, they're very expensive. We build about 1 a year, but we build them if you guys need them. For a command ship, it's fantastic. Low-mounted arms. That is a design weirdness.
The Dark Crow.
The Dark Crow has it, probably.
The Colossus. 30.
The Nova has it, maybe?
Dark Crow. Nope, not Nova. Dark Crow and the Colossus.
I mean, that'd be one that I would probably put on more mechs.
I didn't know the Colossus had arms.
Yes, the Colossus is one of the version of the Marauder for the Japanese audience that they repurposed for US use.
Oh, okay, I see that thing now. It is
very
weird.
He's
ugly.
a goofy guy.
But I mean,
very ugly.
The original version though is fucking sexy.
It looks like the King Crab's younger cousin or something.
But the original version from the Japanese is just one of the most beautiful thing out there, like most Japanese art that was commissioned for Battletech.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, LB20X, 2 large X pulse, 2 medium X pulse, not enough heat sinks. I'm sure it works for a 95 tonner. It's
Good
not
enough.
super fast, but it's tough because it doesn't have an XL. So, yeah.
It's like the crab got herpes.
The crab's got cancer.
It's like
Crab got barnacles.
Elephantitis. Or barnacles, yeah.
The no minimal arms is one of the things that now more or less built into the game, unless you're really not playing by the most basic level rules. Whenever you have a mech with no lower arm, you get the penalty for getting up nowadays. So that's not. I mean, that's a negative quirk on still a lot of mechs, but I don't think it really counts anymore.
Yeah,
at least
Stalker, Locust,
Lombo,
Flea.
Catapult, Cicadas, Ravens, Jenners. If it looks like it doesn't have arms, it doesn't have arms.
There you go.
Yeah, basically.
And usually, if it doesn't have arms, it can do that flippy arm party trick.
Naga.
Generally.
Yeah.
Generally. But then you've got the cicada. You've got the cicada.
We don't talk about the cicada.
We're talking about the cicada.
We're talking about the cicada. Sorry. The cicada is because people think the guns are in the arms, but the guns are actually in the torso. So they do not flip. And this particular image from the trading card game is like double illegal. You have one gun shooting forward, one gun shooting backwards on a cicada that doesn't have weapon in its arm. You can't do that because the rules don't let you not flip both arms. This particular image is all wrong. There is nothing right about this image. But
Wait,
it's
if you
killing
arm
two.
flip, you
It's
have to
killing
flip
two
both
Whitworths.
arms?
That's fair.
It's art.
Well, I explained it in my video. I explained it that this is a lot of people think of the cicada that way because there's a movie studio bought a cicada and basically did that with it. And now people think that the cicada has gun in its arms because the movie studio cicada has its guns in its arms and does like cool party tricks like that because it's in a movie, not in, real life.
Well, it was an elaborate ploy to sell more cicadas.
Some of the modern cicadas are just not very good. They're not awful anymore. They're just not very good.
It's you inflated a locust to twice its size and gave it the same amount of armor. What do you think would happen?
You can kick
But now
for
it
A.
carries a PPC.
Well,
Consolation prize.
oh, congratulations! You put lipstick on the pig.
I mean, there's one with medium VSPs and a medium re-engineered laser and a supercharger. The Cicada 4A probably costs about the same as, a small moon, but, it might be good.
I mean, I am a sucker for VSPs, but it's still, you put it on a Cicada. Why? That's a waste. That's a waste of a perfectly good VSP.
Because your bug company needs filling.
You can put it. I mean, you can put it just about anywhere else. You can put it on a Savannah Master, and you probably get more combat value out of it.
Would it be a medium? Okay, a battle armor VSP would fit, but not a standard one. I think. Never mind.
I mean,
I got a hop off. You have a good one.
Have a good one, crap.
Peace out, sir.
No cooling jacket. That's another one that's a bit odd. Don't think it's super common. Yeah, it makes everything eat up. It's just there's not that many mechs that have it though. It's one of those things that, once again, probably more of a campaign thing that gets added as you play. But I'm sure there's a few mechs that have it. We lost a guy that looks them up, so I have to go and open my Mega Mech. But
we refitted this mech that never had a large laser. We swapped its AC5 out for a large laser. Now it has no cooling jacket. You'll have to wait until the cooling jacket.
It has a bad
part
cooling
comes in.
jacket.
Yeah. What's this you say? You can't arm flip a single arm. You have to arm flip both arms?
You have to arm flip both arms. You can't arm flip just one.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, people that arm flip but one arm.
Ouch.
So did you cheat too much?
No.
No? Okay.
Just one. Nope. Just one time. Just one time.
If you're an American, you have. I mean,
to be quite fair, I was in a Warhawk Charlie. I put the ERPPCs had the better 2-hit number on the Fire Moth that was up my butt, and the large pulse lasers had the better 2-hit mod at the targets in front of me. And the ERPPCs, one of them missed, one of them hit. Roll location, it blew the Fire Moth's head clean off.
There you go.
Yeah.
No ejection. It's cooling jacket. Improved no cooling jacket. Is there anything that has it mainline? Not sure. I've never searched by just a quirk in there. Okay, I should probably put it on mech and click through the different things. I don't see any. It's not something that seems to be very standard.
Like we said, it's definitely one of those things that happens in campaign play.
Same with non-functional item. I mean, you should not have a vehicle or a unit with a non-functional item to begin with.
That just doesn't make any sense.
But, you know, at some point, the thing just doesn't work anymore. That's more common.
So just swap it out and replace it.
Yeah. But sometimes you just can't because you just don't have the parts or you just don't have the thing. Or
Yeah.
so who knows?
I don't know. I can't.
Non-standard parts, though, that's fairly common. It's not a big problem in game most of the time.
It really only affects campaign play, and it's a way to mask the power level of good mechs like the Shogun. The Shogun has non-standard parts.
Does it work? I'm not sure here how to do the filters properly. Okay, mechs with non-standard parts. If I do that, will it work? Okay.
Sounds like it would. Why isn't it showing anything? There's got to be a filter going.
Yeah, there's probably a filter that I don't know how to use. I'll have to ask Crab how to do it. I know the Shogun has non-standard parts. There's quite a few mechs with that particular quirk. It's not a super uncommon one, and it kind of makes sense with a lot of battle mechs as well, because some of them are just not made like they should, let's say.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you would go to the 31st Century O'Reilly Auto Parts and just pick up a random like a random discombobulator or a double heatsink.
Well, if you go to O'Reilly first, you're going to the Marion Hegemony, so that's already one strike against you.
Yeah.
But you know,
they do have a great tool rental program.
So there you go. But I mean, there's, especially on clan mechs, you're going to have all sorts of standard parts. But on Intersphere machines, if you go from the Capellan Confederation to the Federated Suns, a lot of the parts are going to start being very different. And they're going to be proud that their parts are different. And people are going to be very sad that the parts are different. The Vindicator is in that category as well. Here, everything's proprietary. So try to fix a Vindicator outside of Capellan space. Good luck, buddy. That's basically how it works.
Yeah.
Is this how Snap-on stays in business for 1,000 years?
Probably.
Fair enough.
Have you tried MechBay? I don't have MechBay on my computer. That might be a good tool to use, though. You are right, Mr. Chroma. No Torso Twist is deprecated. It is no longer part of Battletech because it was overpowered. Well, the opposite of overpowered. Like, it made mechs bad, like really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Not being able to torso twist was very bad, and it literally said, like, I'm not going to be using that mech because it doesn't have torso twist.
The Blackhawk, apparently the Vindicators.
There was a few.
The Cauldronborn, I think the original Viper / White Raven didn't have torso twist. Dragonfly didn't. Actually, a lot of Clan Omnimechs didn't have. A lot of Clan Omnimechs had no torso twist.
That might be why they removed it, because it made a lot of those clan mechs very not good.
Well, that
especially
Catalyst,
compared to the 2C models that were usually very good.
Oh yeah. Well, it's that, and it's also that Catalyst cannot have mechs be in a not dynamic pose.
True enough. And I mean, like you said, it is recent. 2022 is when they removed it. So
very recent.
Very recent. But I think there hasn't been a new mech with it since like 3050s, something like that. Because it really is bad.
Wouldn't the cicada have no torso twist?
No, I mean the little top can turn on top of
Ah.
it. I mean, a lot of those mechs with chicken walker, like the Jenner as well, it's not a chicken walker, but it's just like a pod on top of legs. It's like a little turret at the top that you can twist in various directions, so it kind of works. Obsolete is just weird. Mostly because it's when a mech disappears, it becomes hard to repair, things like that, because you can't get the parts for it. But there's very few mechs with obsolete. There's the Rampage that we saw earlier. No, the Coyote is back into production, so it would not be obsolete anymore, but it would be obsolete for like 100 years in between in between like the mid 2950s and the clan invasion. It would be obsolete. Same with the Lupus.
Whoa!
Are you
I
okay?
hit a.
You
Oh
good?
yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. I hit a bump.
Okay, you're good, as long as it's a bump and not something that blew out your tires.
No, just a bump.
So obsolete
That's all.
is a thing. The Toro has obsolete for a while as well, if I remember right, because it's supposed to be extinct for a time, but you keep finding them in garages and with parts that are made before mechs were even invented or after mechs were out of production. And Toros are a nightmare, guys. They're great mechs, but trying to fix one or find one in mint condition is impossible. There would be like the Talos as well, which is the other Taurian mech from the War of Star League Aggression, but it doesn't have obsolete for some reason. But it should, but it doesn't, but it should. And never mind. This is one of those things here. Every mech that is out of production should have obsolete built into them, basically. Oversized is really weird. It means that you have a hard time going through terrain that normally would not be a problem because you're too big. There's not many mechs with it. There's the Behemoth, the Stone Rhino, that I know of. It would be all in those like massive 100-tonners. It would all be there, and there's not that many that have them.
I mean, the king crab doesn't.
Don't think it does.
I mean that's a wide boy. I mean maybe it
He's
like
flat.
scuttle walks if it needs to, or
It's flat, so it's
If
fine.
they never gave it no torso twist, it definitely wouldn't have the OG miniature. The legs go directly into the lower torso underside on the OG miniature.
Yeah.
And then the Dark Age sculpt that they ended up putting an Iron One metal sculpt out for, the legs come out of the back of the torso.
Yeah. You see the CGL model, you see the turret kind of thing I was talking about. You see it here, it's in the middle, that twists around that. But I mean, if you look at the original versions of the King Crab, you're entirely right that it would have no torso twist. Yeah, I think that's your Clicky Tech one here. I mean, it's
okay.
pretty clear.
Yeah. Oh, Gibraltar. That was a tough mech.
I heard stories about that thing. Yeah, that's but it's yeesh.
That's the
like,
King Crab going swiggity swooty. I'm coming for that booty.
I mean, it's not wrong. It's going to give them the clamps.
Exactly. You're going to have a raging case of crabs. Never mind. Poor cooling jacket. It does show up on a few different mechs for a few lasers every once in a while on standard mechs, which is weird and annoying if you're playing with Quirks. It does make them not very good when they show up. I can't remember one off the top of my head though, but it just generates an extra eat point when you shoot something. So for a PPC, it's just annoying. For a small laser, it's catastrophic. But I mean, you shouldn't have poor cooling jackets on your small lasers to begin with. There we go. Let's just say it that way.
I'm just
They
glad
thought they
that
could
the-
mount they thought they could mount the small lasers like a external machine gun and didn't even think about heat or any of those considerations.
Can you imagine the Dasher H having that quirk?
I can't imagine it, and that would be very bad. Or that Piranha with 10 heavy small lasers. That one also exists. Ugh. Poor life support, another odd one. It's very rare that you're really going to be having trouble with it, because unless your life support is damaged, you generally don't have massive issues with it. It just gives you a roll to do, or you take damage at very, 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 very high eat, which on most mechs won't be a problem because you shouldn't be reaching those level of eat. One mech with poor life support is the Crockett for some reason. Well, it's because it never overeats normally, and it's a training mech. So you shouldn't be getting, your eat sinks blown off or your engine damaged. So they never could test it on the field.
Well, I mean,
until, they started using all of them in battle roles, and we're like, well, those things life support are terrible. That's awful.
I mean, it's good training, and you tell your pilots, go to battle with poor life support. Be a man.
And the other one, and I know, the Gauntlet, because the Gauntlet needed another reason to be not a very good Omni-Mech. It has poor life support. Ugh.
I'm just going to have to watch your Gauntlet video. I haven't gotten around to it yet to understand where all this Gauntlet hate's coming from.
It has light ferrofibrous. Let's just go with that. It shouldn't have light ferrofibrous.
Yeah, light ferrofibrous takes up a lot of critical space.
For a big 6% increase in protection. Woo.
Remarkable.
It has a built-in mask. It has endo steel on top of this. A light engine because you're Steiner and you need a light engine. And it's like a bad version of the Bushwhacker. Just give me a regular Bushwhacker and I'll be happier. That's the sad bit about it. Poor performance is also on the Stone Rhino. And there's a few vehicles that have it, that some of the bigger tanks. Basically, you have to walk before you run, or you have to cruise before you overcruise, or anything else. So it slows you down significantly.
Yeah.
But, I mean, in a thing like the Stone Rhino, it's not catastrophic because you've got, 2 large pulse lasers and 2 Gauss rifles. Being able to move real fast is not, the primary role of it.
And given the fact it was based on the Matar, I mean, the poor performance quirk, you're lucky that's just one of the few problems you have.
True, but I mean, I've got enough damn Stone Rhinos gum in my shop. Me fixing them up. Basically, that's the kind of thing you could fix up on the Stone Rhino. If you have someone with some money, you could fix it. You start changing the actuator, you start improving the transmission, things like that. And this is a thing that could be fixed on a lot of things. It just would require a lot of money, which not everybody has. But
I mean,
isn't it that?
Go ahead.
Oh, well, I was going to say, I don't know if we mentioned it or not, but isn't it that the Stone Rhino has poor performance just because of how big it is and its chassis wasn't meant to carry that much tonnage and whatnot?
And it's poorly taught out as an explanation. That's what I don't like about it. So, I mean, that's why I said that this one you could probably fix. Oversized, maybe not, because that's harder to fix, But poor performance you could probably fix with a little bit of elbow grease, money, and tax.
I don't ever want to hear anyone, if we're playing a game with Quirks, say, oh, well, your Stone Rhino has oversized when the miniature for the Peacekeeper exists.
Good Lord, yeah. And the Peacekeeper is massive.
I just got done putting, today while I was getting loaded, I put my friggin' washers underneath the bases of all my Star Leagues. So now everything I have has a steel washer under it for weight and magnetic trays. And I'm looking at the Peacekeeper miniature, and I'm like, dude, you're bigger than the Malice. Like, you're a big robot, and you're not even a 100-tonner. And you're not even that good of a robot either.
Peacekeeper's decent. It's one of the better ones, I would say. But I mean,
there's
it
so
is
many other robots
immense.
I would run before a Peacekeeper. And it's a big mini. It looks at the Gothic King Crab and the Gothic Atlas and says, huh, I too am supersized.
And it only has rugged. It doesn't have oversized. Same with the Nightwolf. If you've ever seen any Nightwolf mini, that thing
That's a
is
big
immense.
robot,
I
too.
have one in my hands right now to scale by a designer that I like, and it's like twice the size of any other mech.
And it's only an 85-tonner. The
90
Nightwolf
tonner.
is, isn't
90
it?
tonner.
90? No, I was off by 5.
It has a directional torso mount for his AMS and hyperextending actuators, but not oversized. I mean, oversized should be added to a few mechs here. I'll put that in my notes here. Because there are mechs that I think would require it.
Wouldn't the Summoner and Banshee be oversized given how tall they are?
They are big, tall boys. Not big boys, but tall boys. Maybe. But no, but oversized means you're having a hard time crossing terrain because of it. Being tall, I don't think would cause that.
Oh.
Well, I mean, it could. I mean, we'd have to think about it.
I mean, if it's wide, I'm thinking width would be more of a detriment than height.
I mean, it's easier to topple if you're very tall, though, normally. So,
yeah,
unless your center of gravity is well. I mean, the Summoner, the center of gravity is well placed and done. Same thing with the Banshee. I mean, Banshee's basically a big dude, right? It's just a big, scary dude. So I think this one's fine. With pit vipers, you are 100% right. And I mean, if something gets in the way or a tree or something with a Banshee, you can just swat it out with your hands, like whack. I love the Banshee. It's such a great, silly mech.
Banshees are cool.
There you go. It is a cool thing. Poor ceiling. That's mostly for big vehicles and things like that. But I mean, you could have that on a mech that's been over damaged. But that's about it here. It's not something that should be, more. Don't think it's standard on any units themselves. Poor targeting is another one that I don't remember seeing on anything.
Real quick, poor ceiling. You're playing on you're playing in alternative environments like corrosive or caustic atmosphere, NBC, nuclear, biological, chemical environments. That's where poor ceiling would be bad because now your pilot's getting gassed or irradiated.
Yep. But it's worse in a vehicle or a dropship or something like that. So it is not a good thing to have for ceiling. Okay, let's be quite honest.
Nope. Truly, it's not.
Poor targeting. I can't remember a mech with it, but I know it exists because it's there. But I don't remember any mech having that, at least from any of my reviews.
Poor
it's
targeting.
If the oxen cart Gus rifle, or they have to use Civil War techniques to aim it.
Yeah. I mean, it works once. There are things. I mean, that's the thing that can easily be added to a mech having issues. Poor workmanship. You will see that on any quick sell provided equipment, generally.
Yeah.
You have an extra chance of getting critted because it's not very well made. You don't see that on mechs very often, but you will see it on vehicles, industrials, things like that. I mean, on those, it is more common.
I mean, it's synonymous with Discount Dan.
It is not just Discount Dan, anything that comes from Quick Sell, okay? Discount Dan, he repurposes stuff that's poor workmanship. Quick Sell, they sell you stuff that is poor workmanship, unfortunately. There's a few others floating around. Like I said, some industrials, especially the mods, things like that. Just they're built quick, and there you go.
But AliCapella.com gave me their guarantee.
Ceres a surplus of equipment. Yes, a great company. I mean, there's bound to be many reasons why you'd have poor workmanship on all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Prototype generally gets kinked out very quickly, but you will have a bunch of mechs with prototypes. If you look at different variants, it generally means that you're going to have problems with when you start getting critted because it's not made to last, basically. Like any prototype mechs will have that, not just the XTRO prototypes, but no, mostly that. And you'll have a few like hiding around in some places.
Yeah, the Rifleman 3 comes to mind.
Yeah, that is one. Or I think even the original Mackie comes with prototypes. So there's a few of those that are floating around. So you have to be careful. Ramshackle is what you put because it's fun, because you never know what's going to happen when you have Ramshackle. And I think the only mech that I remember having it is the Thresher 2, because it was literally built in as short of a time possible to just bolster the forces of Clan Wolf as much as possible for the Battle of Terra, and they didn't care about anything in that case. So even though it has Ramshackle, it also has a BV of 3,364. Because you've got a mask and a supercharger and reflective armor on
I'm surprised the Corsair doesn't have it.
It's because I don't think any of the non-canon mech have any quirks to begin with. Yeah. None of the I think the Roughneck is now more or less official. The Corsair's not official yet because they haven't brought it in. This one's a little bit more official, the Roughneck, because I think they discussed it in it was talked about in like a story in a shrapnel. So this one's like not apocryphal anymore because it was used in a shrapnel story, while the Corsair is just, any big Franken-mech. And I mean, if it's a Franken-mech, it should probably have Ramshackle. There's a good chance it has that because it's just going to start acting up because it's built out of, an Atlas, a Banshee, an Annihilator with legs from a Marauder 2. It works sometimes.
Air ride suspension from a Savannah Master. Yeah.
It wears Savannah Masters' shoes.
I mean, I would.
No, that'd be too small for a 100-tonner. You'd probably at least need a Drillson as a shoe.
Well, have a quad neck, just give it, and paint them all really red, like those big red boots that you see some walk around in.
Sensor Ghost is more of a problem with a malfunctioning advanced neural helmet from the Star League. It can happen also when the other guy has too many ECMs coming around. So another kind of thing that shows up mostly in campaigns. But it can be very annoying because it gives you a very big penalty to it.
Well, now if you have Sensor Ghost on a mech that's based off of an arthropod or with an exoskeleton, is that a ghost in the shell?
If you have it in a crab or a scorpion, maybe. That would be a philosophical debate, not an engineering debate.
Oh,
Yeah. Slow traverse. I don't remember any tanks having that off the top of my head.
I caught your joke, by the way. That was a good one.
But slow traverse, I mean, that happens in real life tanks during World War II. But in modern tanks, it doesn't really happen anymore because they've actually, realized that it's good to be able to turn your turret. So,
oh, yeah, hand cranking, and nearly everyone gets slow traverse once they hit 40.
there is that. There is that. At some point, and they said it's only for battle mech turrets. So it would have to be on a mech with a battle mech turret. That would be like one of the 6 mechs with battle mech turrets because there's very few of them to begin with.
That's only Clan Ghost Bear would do that.
Well, the Goliath C, I think, as a turret, and that's a wolf mech. There you go. And there was the Owler 6, that is a Jade Falcon mech with a 2 SRM6 on a shoulder turret. There's a few floating around that are funny. The Wolfman, which is a rifleman and a wolverine on top and a Wolverine at the bottom. I remember seeing that. It was an oddity back in the days, basically. Static ammo feed is not a huge problem. It can be, but not huge. Basically, you have to choose if you're going to have one type of ammo or all types of ammo, basically. Because you can't swap ammo as you're going with a static ammo feed. It's fairly rare. The switchblade, okay. It's very rare as a thing. There's Cygnus as it, as we said. But I mean, if you've got Ultra AC-10s, you only have one type of ammo to begin with. So static ammo feed doesn't affect you, all that much to begin with. So this is not terrible, but if you have an autocannon and you think you're going to be reliant on switching from precision to armor piercing to standards to all the others, if you have that, you're in trouble. That's about the only one that I can think of. I've never seen a missile mech with static ammo feed, not that I can think of at least.
Well, what you do is you create a mech with an all energy loadout, then you give it static ammo feed as a flaw. So that'll get you some points.
I don't think that's legal.
Well, then you give it the illegal quirk.
There you go. There you go. Stacking the quirks to get improved targeting on more things. Unbalanced, there's a few mechs that have that. Basically gives you a penalty to falling. It's not terrible, but it is annoying. And is the kind of thing that you don't want on a mech to begin with. So unstreamlined is really weird because there also is atmospheric flight instability because it enter or operate in atmosphere. That's what unstreamlined is. That's basically the next step up from atmospheric flight instability. One of them, you can fly in atmosphere, but you're going to have a hard time. The other one is, well, you're going to be able to go up and down. That's it. So, it should be treated as a jump ship or destroyed. Well, I mean, that's very bad. But I think like that for like space stations and things like that. So it's as bad. Weak head armor, extremely common as a quirk. Battlemaster has it. Cyclop has it. Bunch of other ones here. Anything that has a big glass canopy generally has weak head armor. And the Cyclops weird because it's got weak head armor, but it also has cowl at the same time. So in the front, it's weak. In the back, it's not.
But you also can't eject.
You have a harder time ejecting.
Yeah, so it's the So yeah, you've got all this glass panoramic view that's then constricted by the cowl that protects you a little bit, but then makes it harder to get out when you get hit. Like what were they on? Did Keltec design this layout? Did it? I mean,
No, it is not the Cyclops is not a Keltec design. But
I
there
mean,
are Keltec designs of the Cyclops, but they get even weirder. Okay, let's not talk about Keltec too much on the stream. They might sue us.
I know I say Kel as in KELLTEC, just for legal purposes.
Yeah, well, I didn't. You might not know that particular article. Is it? Yes. Did I write my own website name wrong? Yes, I did. Congratulations, me. Because I did.
Professor,
I did.
I am sorry if anything I say gets you demonetized.
Oh, don't worry. I'll get demonetized myself.
It's
weapons
no
and
worse. No worse than that stream a couple of months ago with the collector.
A year ago.
We just got. Oh dang! We've been doing this for a year now.
Well, no, on and off for the streams. This one here is the 14th of a weekly stream, which is not bad. But I did create Keltec for Battletech Vengeance.
Yeah.
Innovation, performance, Keltec. Battle mech refits, personal weapon, and upgrade kits. Parent corporation, Quick Sell Company.
Nice.
And they're the kind of guys who will make a quad blitzkrieg because they made a quad blitzkrieg. And they're basically, they're not a military company. They make stuff for personal use. So they never got into all the same trouble as all the other companies. So they do all sorts of weird, batshit, crazy things. If you really want to get a mech customized, you can go to Keltec. Is it a good idea? That is up to you.
We have quad mechs, we have tripods, we have bipedal, of course. I mean, why not unipedal? Just because we can.
That sounds like a Keltec thing.
Yeah, we call it the leg.
We decided to make a rotary AC-20. We didn't think if we should. We believe that we could. Does it explode every time you shoot with it? Yes. But it doesn't matter.
But be a man. It's a rotary AC-20.
There's also the rotary Gauss rifle. That's a favorite of Vicarious. It's in one of the Battletech mod packs for Battletech Airbrain Scheme. There's a rotary Gauss rifle. I'm like, this doesn't sound safe. This doesn't sound safe at all.
The rotary PPC.
At this point, the problem is the particle acceleration wouldn't change anything. Yeah, never mind. Weak legs, decently common actually as a quirk. You have it on things like the Javelin, if I remember right. The Whitworth has it. There's a few different mechs with it, and it's makes kicking bad, and it makes that from above even worse. So just if you have a mech with weak legs, just don't get into physical combat. That's what it means. The Locust has it as well. So just don't get into physical assault with your Locust, and you should be fine.
Just use the legs for leg things.
There you go. Weak undercarriage. That is a huge problem, and this one I've never. I haven't reviewed all the aerospace fighters basically because that's an aerospace fighter quirk. I was thinking originally weak undercarriage would also apply to vehicles because some vehicles have weaker armor underneath, right?
Yeah.
But that's apparently just for aerospace fighters. I would add it to vehicles as a thing as well here to make it you take more damage from mines as an example. That's what I would do for vehicles
I mean,
with weak undercarriage.
you think of the long tom. There's no way that thing has any MRAP compliance or whatnot. I mean,
The Long Tom's a friggin' 16-inch naval gun on a big ass tracked truck.
It's designed. I mean, if the enemy gets within the same zip code, you've got problems.
I mean, a lot of the artillery tanks are like that as well here. I mean, Dumper combat vehicle. I mean, it's literally a truck with an artillery gun on it. And it's like a 120 howitzer or something like that.
Or on the other end, you got the Paladin defense system.
Well, that thing's immense.
Immensely cool.
Oh, no. It is immensely cool. I mean, it is a really a nasty individual with 2 long tom, you know. Only 130 tons.
Yeah, it's when the Federated Sons let the intrusive thoughts win.
By stealing it from the Capellan Confederation.
I mean,
that's the funny thing.
I mean, it's about time they got something in return.
There you go. I mean, this is like one of the big gun artilleries here. I still think naval weapons, naval ACs should be allowed on like ground cannon turrets to just, saturate an area with a, 400 millimeter round or something like that for a small naval autocannon. But that's just me.
Well, that's the idea for the unipedal mech here. You take 100-ton leg, you give it no torso twist, you put a naval cannon on it, and it just hops around the battlefield. It has about a 10-degree torso twist or 10-degree windage adjustment left or right, and then you have to hop the thing to aim it. To call it a glass cannon would be offensive to glass, but it's got enough boom to put hair on your chest.
The thing is, a naval autocannon 10 is 2,000 tons. Just so you know. So,
yeah, a big leg.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing with naval weapons in Battletech. They are very big. They are very, very big. And 5 rounds per ton, that would be the same as an AC-20. I don't think that's logical. Maybe it would be 1 ton, 1 round for 5 tons. That would make more sense if the gun's that big,
Agreed.
I mean, 100 damage, that puts air on your chest.
I take back my statement about the Long Tom being naval ordnance then, because it's one of those weird Battletech things.
That's the thing. It's real life naval ordnance. Go with that. It's real life.
Oh, future ordnance. Because I know one of the.
This is a monster cannon.
Yeah. Oh yes, because I know that one of the shells that the Alabama would have fired, one of the 16-inch standard naval shells, is like 2,300 pounds. That's over a ton.
Yeah.
You know where, if you know what, there is one place it can go on the battlefield. You put it on a train.
Choo-choo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because we do have that. We do have that capability in Battletech.
We're talking, probably not like Gustav level, but I was watching a Drac NFL video where one of the few contributions that the United States made to the Great War was that we put 14-inch guns on trains.
Yep.
Because reason. But look, a light naval PPC is 1,400 tons. And that was like the standard gun for small warships.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Battletech naval weapons are out of this world. Literally. It just eats 105. It's not that bad. You just need 53 double heat sinks to compensate for it, which is minimal compared to the tonnage of the gun at that point.
My hope is that if they ever decide to revisit, okay, space battleships are actually cool and actually based. Let's make it to where people would want to play with them. We need naval grade heat sinks. We can't just keep stacking battle mech grade heat sinks. We need naval grade heat sinks.
There's a lot of things that would need to be done to make battle space kind of work. Let's say it's not bad. I mean, the base idea is good, but it would need a major revision for it to work. And you need a lot more guns also on the ships compared to what you have normally, especially if you keep them the same size as they keep putting them. Yeah, there's a lot of weird things going on here. All right, this was a pretty good stream. We've done a little bit over time, but that's fine. I've got my little soldier up here. The gun is a little flimsy. I need to figure out how to use Blender to make those gun stickers and those spears sticker and those sword sticker. Need to make big, thick, so they print better on PLA. On resin, being something really small or smaller works fine, but on PLA for a bamboo lab printer, as an example, you probably want something a little bit thicker. I need to figure out how that works and adjust things for both my own printing and for helping out people that are starting out printing, like Tanky here, who wants to start doing his own stuff. So we will look into it.
We will, truly.
And I thank everybody for spending some time with me and all of us. And we will see everybody. Well, okay. It's a good time to end. I've got my first spam bot from Twitch, so I will ban it. And tomorrow we'll see what we do. We might play Mega Mech, depending on if anybody's ready to play, or we'll see